So again, today we're going to be writing and then solving the two-step equation. So yesterday I gave you a two-step equation and we just solved it. The harder part is this writing, okay? So we're going to start off with just some number sentences like this. 14 minus the product of 3 and a number is 26. Let's talk about some words in this sentence that will let us know what symbol to use, because we want to write something that only has numbers and symbols. So tell me a word that you see up here that helps you know what symbol to use. Tommy. Minus, what symbol you use for minus? A subtraction symbol. Okay? What's another symbol that we know? Product means what? Multiplying. What's another word? Ethan. Okay, so whenever it says a number, that's where we're using our variable. Now, you can use whatever variable you want. You have the letters A through Y. You can use whatever letter you want. I'm probably, no, Z, sorry. A through Z. I was just seeing if you were paying attention. So, I'm probably going to use N for number, okay? But you can use whatever variable you want to use. There's one other word up here that is a very helpful word. Do you know? Not, and doesn't always mean a decimal or something like that. Is. What does is mean? Equals. So is a very important one. Is means equals. Okay? So 14 minus the product of 3 and a number. The product of 3 and a variable. How would you write 3 multiplying a variable? So 3 and your variable, right? So again, I said I was going to use N. You can use whatever letter you want to use. But variables should be lowercase letters. So 14 minus the product of 3 and a number is, there's my equal sign, 26. So all of our equations should look like this. And now I'm going to solve it. So what should my first step be in solving? Minus 14. Alright, so our 14s are gone. I'm left with minus 3n. What's 24 minus 14? Positive 12. 26 minus 14 is 12. Okay. And now what's your last step? Divide by negative 3. That's going to get rid of our negative 3, leaving me with the final answer of n equals negative 4. Alright, let's look at the next one. Some of you have probably already looked at it before, or looked at it while I was doing the other one. Negative 7 minus the product of 5 and a number is 28. Is that almost similar, almost exact to the last one we did? Yeah. So have you written it yet? Try writing it. Try writing this. Negative 7 minus the product of 5 and a number is 28. Negative 7 minus the product of 5 and a number is 28. So now we're going to do what to solve this first? First step. Add 7. So it's going to give us negative 5n equals 35. Now what? Divide by negative 5. Final answer? Negative 7. Okay? Any questions about that one? Quotient. So this one has the word quotient in it. Quotient is for doing what? Dividing. We're dividing. So 11 minus minus the quotient of a number and 8. How do you show a quotient of a number and 8? Let's see, I'm going to use n, okay? So the quotient of n and 8. How do I show that? What do you think, Tommy? N divided by 8 is what they mean, right? The quotient of a number and 8 is n divided by 8. And then is 15, equals 15. Hopefully solving is the easy part. Solving, first step would be minus 11. So that doesn't get rid of that negative sign in front of your quotient. 15 minus 11 is 4. Alright, so we need to multiply by negative 8. And that's going to give us the final answer of negative 32. Questions on this one? What I have up here? Negative 16 plus n divided by 2 equals 35. Now what? Add 16. So that gives you n over 2 equals what's your last step? You need to multiply by 2, good. Problems are harder, okay? So it's the same type of process though, okay? We just really need to think of the scenario. And a lot of times when people write these equations, they don't think about what makes sense. Right? So you're buying a digital camera that costs $375. The store lets you make a down payment. You can pay the remaining cost in 4 equal monthly payments with no interest charged. You make a down payment of $175. Write and solve an equation to find out how much you will have to pay each month. So let's say I said you don't need to write an equation. I just want to know how much you need to pay each month. Could you do that? All right, so tell me, let's go through that process. Let's not worry about an equation. Let's just go through the process of actually figuring out how many months it's going to take us to pay off this camera. What do you think I should do? Tell me. $375, the total cost of the camera minus my down payment, okay, which is going to give me $200. $200 is how much I have left to pay on this camera before I get it. And I'm going to be paying this amount in equal monthly payments. And it says that it's going to be 4 equal monthly payments. So how do I know what each payment is? So 200 then divided by 4, it would be $50, right? I would need to pay $50 a month. $50 a month for 4 months, and then I'd finally get my camera. So if all we wanted was the answer, hopefully all of us could find the answer. So the hard part then is writing the equation. But sometimes doing that method helps you kind of figure out what you need to do, okay? Because you saw some of those operations that we did just like the equations. So our final goal, our equals, should be the 375. We want it to equal 375. We are paying 175 plus the amount we pay each month. And again, how many months are we doing this? 4 months. And I'm saying The amount that I pay each month is M. So that is our equation. Does that make sense? All right, I'm not asking you to solve it yet. I'm just asking, does this equation make sense? You pay $175 down payment plus 4 times the amount that you pay for each month, and that needs to equal the total price of the camera. Okay. So yes, now you can solve it. Now we already know what the answer should be, right? Mm-hmm. So again, a lot of people struggle with these problems, and I know sometimes when I am even struggling with them, I just try to solve it my own way so I can understand the problem better, and then I go back and worry about making my equation. All right, we're going to do one more together right now, and then I'm going to have you work on probably the first 6 on the other side maybe, or the first 5 or so. Okay, so we're going to do one more together right now. For one day, a barber has 28 customers and receives $64 in tips. The barber charges a flat rate for haircuts and makes a total of $456, including tips. Write and solve an equation to find the price of each haircut. This barber must be pretty good. 28 customers in one day is a lot. Okay, so if I wanted to know how much one haircut was, and this was the total amount that the barber made, okay, so the total amount the barber made was $456. The tips were included in that, and I know the tips were $64. So if I take that part away, that's $392, correct? Did I do my math right? So $392 is what was made just from the haircuts. How many haircuts were given? 28 haircuts were given. So then I need to do this 392 divided by 28. And for those of you that have calculators in front of you, you probably can help me out quite a bit. So one haircut should be about $14, okay? So again, we're going to try to get this answer by actually making our equation now that we know what we need to do. So all of this needs to equal 456. So I'm going to put equals 456 over here. And again, it was your tips plus the price of the haircuts. And we had 28 times however much it was, which I know we know now. Okay? So your tips plus the haircut equals $456. So let's check to see if this equation does work. So it's those same steps, isn't it? Alright, so I would like for you, and I know we didn't do all of them on the notes side, but on the other side of your paper, we still have 13 minutes of work time. I know that may mean that you might need to do a couple on your own. But how about you try 1 through 5, okay? And then we'll finish the rest tomorrow after our DMR quiz. So again, if you will try on your assignment number 4, numbers 1 through 5. And again, you're writing and solving. If you want to try writing the others, you can, but you do not have to.